think the hardest thing for people to understand and where people generally struggle is you know, real estate has been pounded into your brain from the day you were born. You know, you always lived in a home where your parents either paid rent or you had a mortgage or one of the two. And so from very, very young, you understood what a roof over your head, that everyone pretty much needs a roof over their head in order to survive. Yeah. So it's a very logical, real estate is a very logical business for people to easily get into. But like you said, the barrier to get in can be very, very high. Like I literally just got a message right before we were getting on from one of my rentals. And I think I paid $162,000 for this thing back in 2006. And I get, I think it's like $1,000 a month for this rental. Okay. It's not crazy, right? Yeah. It was one of my first real estate purchases at very young. And then I look at, you know, what one of these lead gen properties costs to put up, you know, call it a couple $100. And then you're sitting over there renting it out for $1,000 a month. And so you start to look at those things. And I'm not by any means suggesting don't diversify and be.
No, of course not.
Things. Because I'm still buying real estate as well, but I'm not stopping my digital real estate empire as well, right? Because in order to buy an apartment complex, I might have to have $2 million down to buy something like that. And so this digital real estate stuff, lead generation, what we do, and what I tell everyone, you've heard me say this a million times, it's like, look, if you want to be in physical real estate, cool. Use this digital real estate, build an awesome reoccurring passive income online business, take some of that cash that you've created like I have, and then buy some physical real estate with it as well. And you'll start creating multiple passive income streams, which I think is everyone's goal, at least anyone that's probably paying attention to this live stream right now or this case study. And I'm all for it. But I know you can go, look what you've done in 2.5 years. In order to, just to put it in context, if you had to own 42 doors in real estate, okay, that we're paying $1,000 a month in rent. If you're really good at buying real estate, that's $4.2 million, and that's at a 12 cap. Most likely, you ain't buying it. You're not going to get it at that, right?
Not at all.
Most likely going to be buying it, you know, probably somewhere around $6 million for that same cash flow. Okay,
it's two worlds.
Two totally different worlds. But what I like to emphasize to people, and I'm telling my kids this as well at this point, I'm like, guys. The internet is so young, okay?
Yeah, because it is.
It's not been around that long. And it is literally like, it's like the old wild, wild west. There's all this land, and the guys and gals that got rich saw the land, they had a vision, and they said, you know, I'm going to build a shopping mall there. And they're and then probably all their friends, their family members are like, you're freaking insane, bro. That's dirt. There's no houses around here. You're going to build a shopping mall and you're going to freaking go broke, you know? And this is the stuff that generally people, the negative people around you will tell you and hold you back, right? And we've all heard it as entrepreneurs. I remember when I first got into this business, man, it was like, my family members, I'd never done it. I'm not the most technical person. You guys all know this, but I'm not the most technical.
I'm not either. So.
Yeah. I just got let go from my job, my corporate job I'd been in for quite a while. My daughter was just born, and I'm like, I'm not doing this crap anymore, dude. I'm going to freaking figure out something to do from the comfort of my home so I can basically have a business that serves me instead of me going and serving all these bosses and corporations and making them rich. So we got into this thing, but I can tell you, man, all the guys that I worked with in the corporate world, they're like, you're insane. It's never going to work. You'll be back in 6 months when it fails. Blah, blah, blah. You know, family members, you've probably been through this exact same thing. But look at you, like I said, if we can get our heads wrapped around physical real estate and this land in the old days, and every one of us says the same thing. If it was the old days, man, and I knew what I know now, I would have bought all that dirt because it was cheap. No one wanted it. It was cheap. And all those guys are filthy rich. And that's what the internet is now. The internet has the ability. It's this blank slate in so much, especially in local. Okay. And I know a lot of people will tell you it's not, but it is. Okay. Yeah. That's why you're doing what you're doing. That's what I'm doing. If you can have the vision and take and listen to average dudes like me and Dom that I've been doing this now for 10 years. Okay, you've been doing it for 2.5. But look at us and just go, wow, first of all, that guy with the blonde dreads looks like a complete moron. If he's making money, I surely can make money. And this guy doesn't even speak English as a first language, and he's
that's something to think of, right? That's something to think of, and just want to emphasize on one stuff. I mean, not to overcomplicate things here either. I mean, there is, I mean, where do people make money, right? They make money where there is traffic and where there is demand. There's like real estate. We're talking about real estate. People go through some roads and routes and whatever, and they say, okay, there's a lot of traffic there, so I'll build my shopping malls because there's people running there. There's demand and there are people going through. That is exactly the same thing that's happening here.
Yeah.
People walk there every day. They walk on different streets in different cities. They walk there and they make demand. Are you there? So for me, the end result was like, I want to be there as much as I can. Let me just use my brain a little bit so we can go where maybe competition is lower. Let's go where maybe we can get and rank higher and faster, but I'll be there and I'll serve my product right away. There's more people that are like, shopping malls are going out of business. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it lately. Like, I mean, shops close and stuff like that. Because of why? People shop here. People look for local services here. Do you offer local services here? I mean, that's a question you want to ask yourself. And there's, in this program, that's where I found my little El Dorado. I mean, we can build and we can rank and we can just rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat. So I like scaling a business.